On a daily basis, we arrange interviews for dozens of candidates within the legal market. And over the years, we have compiled a list of our top tips for interviewing at a law firm, regardless of whether you're a paralegal or a partner. Research the firm or organisation. It is essential to research and prepare, Google them or go to a website and look at any news articles or recent stories about the practice. It is always a good idea to look at the manager's or partner's profile on the website or on LinkedIn. See if there's any synergy in the backgrounds. Research the market, their competitors, and understand where they sit in the market. Do not be afraid to make some notes and take these with you to the interview. I would advise just 1 page of bullet points so you are not flustering with your notepad. Reread your CV and know your background. If you've got a wealth of experience or even just a few years, make sure you know your CV and your experience inside out. This may sound strange, as of course you know your background, but with an interview being a rabbit in a headlight scenario, all too often candidates being placed focus so much on the job that they are interviewing for, they can forget their experience. Prepare questions to ask in the interview. Taking an interest and appearing enthusiastic is important. An interview can both be a stressful experience, and whilst it is a two-way street of both parties getting to know one another, questions about progression, direction of the company, culture, etc. are always a good starting point. Just ensure that you are not asking something that has already been covered just because it is one of the pre-prepared questions. Prepare what you are going to wear. Ensure that you are dressed in the right attire. In legal suits and business dress is normally the way to go, but be aware this isn't always the case. At some more quirky West End firms, particularly those in media or the creative space, who tend to have a smarter casual dress. If in doubt, ask the recruiter who will give you more insight as to the culture. Listen. Ensure that you are listening to the questions asked. Do not feel you have to fill in silences and allow yourself a couple of seconds to think before perhaps immediately answering. The conversations always tend to be led by the interviewer, and not everyone is a natural interviewer, and it is a skill to ask the right questions to allow a candidate the right opportunity to sell themselves. But if asked a closed question, you can perhaps reply with an answer where you can explain in more detail. For instance, if you are asked how much you are billing a month, you could respond, 10k per month. However, this is based on no support and me doing all my own administration, and based on a charge out rate of etc. etc. Your billings would drastically increase. Give thought. Ensure that you give thought to the answers. If you are seeking a training contract and perhaps know that the role comes with one, you do not want to find yourself just talking about the training contract, as tempting as that may be, if the role you are interviewing for is actually a paralegal role. Reading the job specification. Job specifications vary massively in their quality and level of detail. Some give real insight, whilst others take the form of a roles and responsibilities list. If you have a good quality specification, this is the company's shopping or wish list of what they are looking for. By taking the time to read and digest this prior to the interview, you can then talk and give examples based on what the company is looking for. This will ensure that as you talk, you are literally ticking the boxes in the interviewer's mind. Turn negative into positives. Everyone has a reason for looking for a new role, and very rarely do we ever have a candidate register with us where everything is perfect in their current role. Otherwise, quite simply, why would they be looking for a new job? However, a common mistake can be when a candidate is asked why you are leaving your current role, the candidate goes off on a tangent listing all the negatives and runs the risk at the end of the interview that all the interviewer can think about is all the negatives. So turn negatives into positives. Arriving early. Do not arrive more than 10 minutes early for the interview. Ideally, 5 to 10 minutes before is just perfect. Show enthusiasm. All too often, clients and law firms call to ask what the candidate thought about them, and you'd be surprised, a lot of candidates focus so much on answering the questions, they forget to actually get across how enthusiastic they are about the actual role. If you want the role, at the end of the interview, tell them enthusiasm is infectious. It will rub off on the interviewers. And if you are looking for a new role, do get in touch with us or visit our website at www.jmc-legal.com We always provide tailored interview advice based on your experience, strengths, any potential weaknesses, and will work with you to ensure that you have all the tools, confidence that you need to go to the interview feeling prepared.